Hey friends, I wanted to do a video on the best way, I believe, to negotiate with yourself. And the reason why is because you have to deal with you more than you have to deal with any other thing on in your life. Period. And implicit in that means you're going to be in your own way more than anyone else is ever going to get in your way, or any other variable is ever going to get in your way. So figuring out a way, a consistent, call it win-win way, for you to come to terms with things either that you're conflicted on or things that you don't know how to feel on is very, very valuable and totally encompassing and applicable to every decision you make that isn't instantaneously like you know what you want and you know why you want it. And there's going to be a lot of times like that in your life, my life, everyone's life. So the way that you do this, in my eyes, and I've had so much success with this, is to approach this negotiation just like you would with somebody that you knew nothing about. And the reason being is because you don't know what's going to end up changing your feelings. And you don't know what facts would be significant enough for you to shift your logical view. Sometimes we have inklings as to, if this fact, if fact A is true, then logically I'll take, stance B. But until then, I'm stance A. So we have inklings like that, and on the flip side, maybe it's if I feeling A for long enough, I'll know it's true. So I'll take stance B or feeling B for a week, and if I still have inkling A, I'll take feeling A from that point. So we have inklings as to what's going to end up swaying and changing our left and our right brain viewpoints, but you don't know. And just like with negotiating with somebody else, you have inklings as to what's going to get them to come around to your way of thought or to meet your side of the negotiation the way that you want it met, but you don't know. So it's very, very similar to negotiating with somebody else. And so if you already take that attitude before you start of, this negotiation should be ruled by a sense of peace and co-determination for a win-win scenario, then you won't get frustrated with yourself, even if it takes you a long time to work through and negotiate with yourself about something. And it's very important not to get frustrated with yourself because you do yourself no favors. You do yourself no favors wallowing in that. So the way that I do this is I self-educate to condition my left brain and gain the most broad perspective that I possibly can on an issue, on something that I'm debating on or conflicted about, or whatever I have to negotiate with me on. Maybe working out, for example. Let's say that I don't like working out, or let's say that I don't like cooking, or again, it doesn't matter, but you become intimate with that problem. You figure out exactly, what working out entails, or what it should entail, what you can get away with not doing, what experts have to say on the topic, so you become intimate left brain wise, factually, about the topic. And that conditions your left brain to have a holistic view, a holistic understanding, and a wide range that your feelings could potentially overlap on, because that's really the goal. And then from the right brain side, or the feeling side, you spend an intense amount of time doing self-articulation to put your feelings into words. They don't have to be logical. They don't have to be even non-hypocritical. But you need to be able to articulate them to yourself in a manner that's accurate in order for you to work with them at all. Because if you don't give yourself time to understand how you feel, even if it doesn't match with how you logically would like to feel or how your logic says the stance you should take, then that's like one one party in the negotiation not speaking or not knowing what they want. And negotiations can't occur that way. So left brain, self-education. Right brain, introspection. Articulate introspection. Once you do this enough, you gain a very broad view of the intimacy, or you become very intimate with the problem. You gain a very broad perspective of how the problem left brain works, and you get a very, very clear picture as to how you feel and view the problem from an emotional standpoint. This gives you one of two scenarios, right? Well, actually, I guess one of three scenarios. First, scenario one is that there's such a significant overlap that now your feelings and your logic are not conflicted, and your feelings are fueling the decisions and the actions that you logically already know is the way you want to go. That's the best scenario. Second scenario is that you feel and articulate your feelings well enough to know exactly what facts that you need to know in order for your feelings to fully support a decision. The vice versa of that is you become so intimate with a topic, so educated on the thing that you are conflicted about, that your feelings kind of just jump in line, which is you kind of discover the fact that you needed to know for that congruent state to occur. The last scenario is that you're just not done yet. And that happens. Last scenario is, you spend hours and hours and hours thinking about something, and you still haven't been able to articulate your feelings in a way that you would believe somebody else could understand. Not necessarily you, because you have a cheat sheet. You know exactly how you feel because you're feeling it. But the other side, the other party, right, because you're treating this like another person, won't know if you can't articulate it with words. So sometimes you just need to still work on that. Really work on articulating to yourself. Or sometimes you won't have the facts and the knowledge and the basis to understand why you logically want something or why you logically feel conflicted on something, which means that you need to do more work there. Either way, progress is always being made in this. And I guess lastly, one kind of cool thing about this is if you get good at negotiating with yourself, you'll find that you're amazing at negotiating with other people, because it's far harder to argue with yourself because you respect not only both viewpoints, but you see the merit in both viewpoints instantaneously. And it's a very delicate skill that if you can exercise on you, you can exercise on anybody else. So good luck, have fun, and I hope this was useful.